Hi guys, Tyler here for Tyler Beckley Jiu-Jitsu and Strength. And today I'm going to be talking about a topic video. One of the questions that came up just this week in the gym was about hang cleans and about the actual catching form compared to just simply doing a high pull. So it's a really, really good question that a lot of strength coaches over the years have talked about, where the first idea of what we're trying to get out of the exercise is triple extension. And through triple extension, we're not only mimicking, patterns of jumping and running, the movement itself is not simply required on the catch aspect. We don't really gain a lot from that catching aspect. That the majority of it is getting done through just the high pull motion itself. The big thing that I personally like about the catch, though, is it does add a few things. Not saying it's worthless, so don't misconstrue my words or anything. That teaching the catch isn't a good thing. It's something that you can objectively put a measurement on that bar, because some of the biggest problems that I've seen about training simply just the high pull is they don't pull it high enough. They don't pull it high enough. They don't develop a lot of speed. And I see continuously the same problems that happen is they're not getting actually into the extension position. If they're doing it every single time and you're objectively telling them like, hey, it's got to pass this line on your chest or whatever, then they start to understand that one. But I see a lot of people like it's starting to be good, but then they're using too heavy a weight or something mechanically starts to get a little wonky just about continuously upping that high pull. I think done at lower weights, you can still get a lot of benefits out of it. You get a lot of force production out of that one, and as a teaching mechanism, it's wonderful. And so you're still getting a lot of benefits out of it. So my clean answer to the question on which one is better is that one is it takes context. I'm not sure about. That's a very hard question to ask, but I think I could be a little bit more certain if you were to say, hi, I'm a middle school coach and I got a bunch of these kids and I got a bunch of kettlebells and stuff, like cool. All right. Now I can definitely tell you which one's better, even if you had barbells, probably still be the answer be high pull, by the way, because you're starting to teach good mechanics. You're starting to teach the first, obviously the part of the clean. But if you're noticing that things are just going really bad with the clean, you're seeing way too much of this like arcing pattern things going on, teach the high pull, teach it in a straight line, bringing it up, but then teaching the catch, especially at collegiately, start learning catch. Like start learning that catch position. Not only do you teach the speed and getting down underneath of it, the front squat mechanism too, for that one, and just the technical form of it. I really believe is such a good aspect of that lift too, and just the finesse and having to develop that technique and that form. Can be really, really beneficial to a lot of different aspects of lifting too. And this goes beyond just like the performance aspect. I'm talking like starting to teach technique and mechanics is such a good part of being an athlete, where everything isn't just raw, just rip it out of the ground, just bite your teeth, Like I've heard people like asking mechanical questions on deadlift and someone's like, just pull it harder. It's like, oh my God, like run from the person that wants to tell you something like that, because it's just, if you watch some of these Olympic guys and watch how just beautiful their form looks and how much finesse they have, and I said, hey, would you like your lifters to look like that? It's like, absolutely, the answer would be yes. And I'm not saying it's like, you want your athlete to be built like this because that's, it could be wrong for hockey or whatever, but just to have that kind of control and that kind of motion. The other sport that I wanted to tie my strength conditioning page into was jiu-jitsu. And I watched some of my old videos and how I moved when I was younger, when I was just fighting as an amateur. I got a couple of videos on those, and not only does my form suck, my movement sucks. like it's just, I look clunky. It look like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And then nowadays, I'm not tooting, my own horn or anything, but like some people tell me that it looks like I'm doing things effortlessly, and it's like, no, I'm doing effort, but I'm mechanically moving myself in a way that makes it the most efficient for what I need to accomplish. And if you take those two parallels of what I just said, like I'm trying to be as efficient as I possibly can to do the task. That sure sounds a lot like how you'd want to do to lift a weight, how I'd want to mechanically position myself so I could pull this thing off the ground and do it with the absolute most efficiency too, because in a competition setting, that's what it's going to have to be. And when it becomes high loads, that's what it's going to have to be. It's like if you want to pick these things off the ground, because otherwise the system cannot continue to run. It's going to break. Something's going to happen with it too. So yes, like I know I ran off on that one just a bit, but the idea is some of these, you're, especially when you get towards higher up into high school and collegiately, I think I can fairly say collegiately, that if you want to start teaching the catch aspect, that, good. And some athletes, maybe they don't, maybe you make a judgment call, what's best for those athletes. So, or what's best for your client. If you're personal training people, if you're personal training athletes, I personal train a lot of middle school and high school kids, and every one of them is going to learn how to do a high pull in one phase or another. I mean, I'm talking, I get, a 12-year-old kid. I have a 12-year-old middle school kid that he plays football, and his parents want him to, kind of trim up a little bit, and that was a big thing for him right in the beginning. We're going to teach you how to use your hips. We're going to teach you how to mechanically hold things. A couple other videos, I'm going to do a lot about core bracing and things like that, but they all kind of run together. And when you start doing some of these bigger moves, maybe the high pull is better for them in the beginning, and then they can start to, go into that clean position to make it a more technical lift, and to start adding some extra skills to there too, especially when you get them into front squatting as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned to more videos on my Patreon.